right. So this is middle school literature. If you have an elementary student, it can be a 2-for-1. Okay, you don't have to come back for the next one. So if you have one in any middle school or elementary class, this will service that. Moms, please pull out your cell phones right now and program my phone number into your phone, because chances are at some point in the school year, you are going to need it. The best way to reach me is always via text. I will answer your emails, but it might take me till the end of the day because I work here all day long, and then my people want dinner every night. So it's usually in the evenings when I'm able to answer emails, but texts I usually get to more efficiently. But please tell me who you are when you send me a text, because I have a lot of students and a lot of parents, and I don't program everyone's phone number into my phone because that would be crazy. So just identify and say, hi, this is Mrs. Marin, and tell me every time, because otherwise it's really awkward when I get your text and I'm like, who are you? I don't know who you are. So in this classroom, my name is Mrs. Kaser. Some of you, I have known your whole lives. Some of your parents I went to high school with. And you might know me by another name elsewhere, but in this classroom, in this building, I am always Mrs. Kaser. Okay, and that's what I expect you to call me, okay? All right, there's that. This is my beautiful family, and we have 3 kids. I'm finishing my 20th year of homeschooling this year. This is my last year. Today is my last first day of school ever, for my own kids anyway. So my oldest son, Joshua, we graduated him from home, and he is a functional adult. It actually worked. He is married. He has a fantastic full-time job. He is one of my favorite people in the whole world, and he still likes us. And he is married to Cheyenne, and they gave us our first granddaughter. Her name is Adeline. She just turned 2, and they are expecting another baby in March. And then Seth and Ellie they're both high school seniors now, and they are a year apart but the same year in school, and they graduate this year. So it's really crazy that we're here right now. I feel like we're like dressing up and playing pioneers in the backyard, and now they're graduating. So, and then that is my perfect dog, Mocha. I have a wonderful assistant this year. Miss Faith is there in the back, Katie Faith, and Katie is a homeschool mom. So she's one of us too. She is also one of the most dynamic, creative people I have ever met, and she has fantastic administrative skills, and so we are putting her to work. So this whole room is because she works here. So all of the creative, fantastic looking things in this place are because of Miss Faith. She will be our acting sub for any of the other teachers too on campus. If one of us can't make it, then she will be our sub. And she will also be doing a lot of the homework grading and stuff, so she'll be in here with me every day. All right, so the Rittenberg door, our door over here. Those of you who've had me before, what's the big deal about the door? Sarah?
When you have a perfect paper, it goes on.
Right, perfect papers get put on the door, which is like a super big deal, because is it easy to get a perfect paper in my class? No, I'm a very hard grader, right? So, and this year I actually have a double grading system. I brought on another lady to help with the grading of essays, who is way better than I am at grammar and checking that kind of stuff. So you're gonna have 2 eyes reading every paper, which is a definite benefit to all of us. It's gonna make us all better writers, including me, because I'm learning a lot from her. So she will read it first, and then I will read every paper as well. So a perfect paper is a super big deal, and it deserves the praise and applause of your friends, and you will get that because your paper will end up on the door. We have a class library, and I had a student a few years ago who said, Mrs. Kaser, you should have a library, and I said, okay, do it, and she did. So Avery Beck collected all of our books, and she manages it all, keeps it all in order, so it's a student-run library back there. I want you to check out my books. So, but here's my disclaimer. I have not read every single book on my shelf. So parents, Please double check a book, make sure that it falls in line with your own convictions and boundaries for your own students, what you want them to read, because I can't guarantee that everything on there is something that your students should read, okay? We do take donations. If you are cleaning out your bookshelves and decide that you can offload some books, we will absolutely take them. Motivation for your book reading. We do something called the Bookworm Blowout twice a year. So here's how this works. If you read extra books, whether they're from my bookshelf or another book that you read, it's a book that is not assigned in my class. If you read those books, and there's a form, I'm going to show you where to find it in just a minute. You fill out the form, you turn it in, and you automatically get a gummy worm. Get it? It's like bookworms. It's about the extent of me being clever. And you get a worm, and then we will put a ticket in a jar for you. Twice a year, we have something called the Bookworm Blowout, where it's a raffle, and if your ticket gets drawn, you get a dart, and you pop balloons on this board outside, and inside the balloons are different prizes. So to the tune of, we have a $20 bill always. We have In-N-Out gift cards and Starbucks and Yogurtland, and we've done all kinds. We got a donation of skateboards one year. So there's some really cool things that you can get for reading books. So read extra books. They have to be books that you've read starting now. Don't turn in something that you did when you were in 3rd grade. They also have to be age appropriate. For junior hires, don't tell me you read Charlotte's Web and fill out a form for it right now, because it's got to be middle school appropriate. Yes, Sarah?
What if you read books over the summer? Are you allowed
I did tell you guys that books over the summer would count. Yes, so you're right. Thank you for that. So if you read something over the summer, you can turn it in, because I told my students last year that we would be able to do that. Okay. April 9th will be our poetry recital. So I will send you information about that, but it is my favorite day of the entire school year. We all get dressed up fancy and we decorate the fellowship hall super fancy. It's a thing to invite grandparents to. Dads will take off work and the kids come and they recite poems, and it's fantastic. Super big deal. Really, really fun day. So that'll be coming up, and everybody in my whole program participates. I'm going to teach you how to use my website, writtenroomdoor.com. So you're going to go on the website. Here's what it looks like. Now, students, you need to learn how to do this yourself. It's time to move on up. Materials. You're going to go down to the middle school class. Now, it will come up that you need to type in a password. Mine doesn't do it anymore because I've already typed it in for the day. Okay? But the password is not the same as it was last year. It changes every year. So we have a new password. So every year we get a new class mascot. 2 years ago, we got Atticus, the raven. And then last year, we had Juliet, the handmade sloth over there, one of my students made. Juliet got a boyfriend this year. So now we have Romeo, the Shakespearean sloth. The sloths of love sitting over there on their swing in the tree, okay? Romeo is the password. It is case sensitive, so capital R, Romeo, is the password for this year. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do your middle school or whatever class your student is in. The first document is always the lesson plan. You're gonna download that lesson plan, open that up, and it's going to spell out for you everything that we're doing in class and then everything that needs to be done at home. And then all of the documents here connect in order to as they come up in the lesson plan. So it's pretty easy to figure out what you need as you move through that program, okay? So that's what you're gonna need. You are gonna need a lot of paper and a lot of ink because you gotta print stuff out at home throughout the year. So now, I did something different on my website this year. If you're not sure how to access class materials, I made you a video. It's on there, except the password isn't, because people steal from me. And they download my, very resourceful homeschool moms that say, I'm not gonna pay for the class, I'll just download all the stuff. So I applaud their resourcefulness, however, now it's password protected. So you gotta be enrolled in the class to get the password. Okay, there's that. And, okay, ThinkWave. for junior high and up, we keep track of your homework and your essay grades. And it all comes out in a report card. So, you will get an email, parents, in the next 2 weeks that will invite you to create a ThinkWave account. You should be able to have one account for all your students in all of the classes here. If you've got a middle schooler or a high schooler that are taking science or Spanish, all three of us that teach the academic classes here are all connected on ThinkWave. So you should be able to go in and check that their homework is being done. Now, we do make mistakes, so keep us accountable too. If you see something that isn't marked as graded and it got returned, then let us know and we'll fix it. So it's a really good resource to help you give your student to say, yes, go ahead, you can be on your own and getting your homework done, but you can check and make sure that it's done. Our homework policy, everything that comes in will be date stamped this year. If it is a week late, you have 100% grace, 100% credit for something that's a week late. If it is a beautiful day, go to the beach. Don't do your English homework, that's okay. You can skip it and turn it in the next week. I applaud you for doing that, that's why we homeschool. So, but don't wait too long. Get the work done, turn it in the following week. If it's later than 3 weeks, then you don't need to turn it in because you won't get credit. With that though, this class is a tool. Parents, use this class for whatever you need to work with your own students. If you want to use this class to teach responsibility, I really recommend it because it's a really good place for your students to learn time management, to learn independence. Resist the urge to do your students' work for them because you're afraid that Mrs. Kaiser is going to think you're a loser homeschool mom. I promise I won't, okay? I know that struggle's real because I'm one of you. Okay, oh my gosh, she's going to think that... I'm going to applaud you for letting your student be responsible for their own work. So don't do their work for them. Let them turn it in and get the grades that they're earning. It's a really good training ground for high school and beyond. So use that class as a tool. You are ultimately your child's teacher. So I work for you. I am not your boss. So if you decide that you're not going to do this section or you're going to add to this section, you totally have the authority to do that, and I'm going to support you in that. So if we need to confer about things, we're absolutely wanting to do that with you. Okay, students, your mom is not taking this class. You are. I do not want to hear, well, I don't have my homework because my mom didn't put it in my backpack, or my mom didn't print it. You just saw how to do things on my website. I know you all know how to turn on your TV and get on the internet and play video games and all of that. It's not hard. You can print your own stuff out. Be responsible. Get your own work done and don't blame your mom if it's not done because I'm not going to believe you. Okay, purchase orders. If you're in a charter school, please get your purchase orders turned in the next couple of weeks. Monthly payments are preferred, but we really don't care. If we get lump sums, that's okay too. Don't feel like you have to go back and fix something if you put it in as a lump sum. If you are an independent homeschooler and you're paying cash or a credit card, that payment is due on the first day of school, that first payment, and I sent you all a breakdown of what that is. Okay, tell me what I need to know. If your student has an IEP, especially, I've found that better than me reading the report, a 10-minute conversation with a parent who knows and loves that child and really knows how to teach to their learning style or how to make accommodations is a lot better than reading a report. So let's have a conversation, let me know what I need to know, or send me an email so that I can make adaptations as necessary. Also, if you have a student with dietary needs, we do some food stuff in here. We won't be doing any peanuts this year because there's so many kids with peanut allergies this year. So we're not going to be doing that, but if there's different things, sometimes I surprise you with something that came up in a book and I'll bake it for you or something. So if I know that there's kids that have certain needs, I'll try to accommodate that when I cook stuff at home for you, okay? What else? Outside of this classroom, teachers, students, parents, Mrs. Lopez is in charge. So it's really, really hard to be in her position, to have to be the enforcer. And so let's make it easy for her. She has a very hard job keeping, we have over 200 families coming in and out. We have 400 students coming through our doors. So listen to Mrs. Lopez. She's there to keep us safe, to keep us having a great relationship with the church here. And we want to keep her happy and stress-free. She is delightful. Moms, if you need encouragement in your homeschooling journey, go talk to Mrs. Lopez. She's fabulous. So she homeschooled, graduated both of her boys. She's super awesome. Okay, questions? Yes, Hannah.
Are we still doing that thing when we have to look in the dictionary to know the word? Or no?
Sometimes, yeah. Yes.
Was there something that we had to download and bring for next week?
No,
Okay.
you don't have to bring anything next week. So we're starting with The Outsiders in this class. Super, super fun book. So I recommend don't read early. You can. I mean, you're not in trouble if you do. But it's really nice to have us all be reading something at the same time and not know what the next chapter is going to bring and kind of go through it. So if you're an avid reader, check out more books from the library and get the tickets and things and gummy worms and all of that. Yes.
Where are those forms to report the summer reading? You said they could get credit for summer.
The forms, oh yeah, I told you that. It is on the website. So if you scroll down on the website, the very last form on that materials page is the bookworm challenge form. You can print out dozens of them and just have them handy for every time they turn them in. And there's some kids, like this one here, Miss Shannon, she always wins because she reads, like, she'll turn in 5 or 6 a week sometimes. So you got lots of competition, but yeah, it's paid off for you, huh? Yeah, she's gotten some really good prizes. All right, any other questions? All right. Well, thank you for coming. You are dismissed.